Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 13th Annual People's Choice Awards. Please join us in welcoming tonight's award winners. And here they come. All right, now that they're seated, everyone please rise for the singing of our national anthem performed by Ms. Emily Rutterow, class of 2016.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Emily. Great job. Good evening. My name is Dave Kinect. I am an English teacher here at Seneca. It's an honor to host the 2016 People's Choice Award Ceremony. Thank you all for coming to the 13th annual ceremony, hosted by our Renaissance Club and advisors Mrs. McMichael and Ms. Mikowski. These awards are like the Oscars, but actually entertaining. Each year, Seneca staff members have the opportunity to select one student who made a difference in our school, whether it is in our classrooms, on the athletic fields, or in our own or other students' lives. This year, our staff members are honoring a special group of 53 students. Tonight, we celebrate our students for their character. They will soon discover which teacher nominated them, and we'll all hear about the great contributions they make to Seneca High School. Tonight's winners represent a cross-section of our school. They come from all different courses and bring with them varied experiences. Some common threads unite our honorees. Many of them lead by example, serving as role models for their peers. Many have a great deal of wisdom and maturity. Many have overcome great adversity, inspiring all of us. And many have embraced the spirit of helping others. Often, when people find out that we teach high school students, they comment about how challenging it must be. That's true. Teaching is a challenging profession, but it is also unbelievably rewarding. The young people on stage tonight are a big reason why. Thank you, students, for bringing motivation and humor and joy and enthusiasm and kindness to our Seneca family. Thank you for making us better teachers. And remember, the medal you receive tonight should be worn proudly at graduation. Before we begin our award presentations, I'd like to thank our guests. Parents, guardians, family, and friends, thank you for your support and for the influence you have on tonight's honorees. Thank you to our dedicated teachers, administrators, and support staff for coming out tonight to honor our students. And on behalf of Seneca Renaissance, I'd like to thank Kirk Seeley, Kurt Eisenhuth, Don Ogle, Sharon Bytheway, the TV crew, and the custodial staff for everything you do behind the scenes. At this time, I'd like to introduce Principal Jeff Spector.
Good evening. It's never easy to come up and talk. You're always nervous. Boy, didn't Emily make that look so simple? Emily, what a great job. That was super. I'd like to recognize, before I start, a couple of special guests we have with us this evening. First, I'd like to recognize our President of our Board of Education from Southampton Township, Miss Linda Eckenhoff. It's right down there. And representing Woodland Township Board of Education member, Miss Cookie Eslow. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for our People's Choice Awards. Like Mr. Connected, let me begin by thanking our Renaissance Club and their advisors, Mrs. McMichael and Ms. Mikowski, not only with this evening's program, but for all the wonderful things they do for our school. For your information, Renaissance is a school club that in its simplest terms recognizes students and staff for doing the ordinary extraordinary. Let me also take the opportunity to thank our staff here this evening. This evening is not only about recognizing our students, it is also about you taking the effort to connect with our students and allowing them to touch your hearts. And they're all going to come up, but they're in that back corner hidden in the light somewhere. I can give them all a round of applause. Thank you, guys. And I'm going to kind of turn and face these guys because I want to talk to them real quick. To our students who are here tonight, congratulations. You are not here by accident. You have done something remarkable. You have touched the life of another person, the most powerful thing you can do. I have taken the time to read what each of your teachers had to say about you tonight. Some are for one-time interactions, some for a year-long or four-year interaction, and some just for a random act of kindness. You see, whether you know it or not, you have the ability to move others. You may not know who nominated you, but when you touch others, you may truly never know the impact. Teachers assess you by a test grade or by class participation. Tonight you get an A in Human Relations. Strive to make that a lifelong endeavor. On behalf of our entire staff, thank you for touching our lives, for making our job so much more than a job, and for enriching our lives. Thank you for making Seneca High School a better place, and thank you for just being you. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
And now for our presentation of awards. Our first presenter is Ms. Casey Mikowski.
My People's Choice nominee is Isaac File. All right. When I sat down to describe Isaac, the first words that came to my mind were hardworking, persistent, kind, and very intelligent. However, those words are insufficient to describe you. For such a young man, I see you as an old soul who is wise beyond your years and more mature than any other 14-year-old that I have known. The other teachers who know you tell me that you are the kindest individual that they have ever met and that you always put a smile on their faces. In the short time that I have known you, you have taught me more than I will ever be able to teach you. You have taught me to continue to be optimistic no matter what life has in store for me and to not sweat the small stuff. You remind me that when bad things happen, as long as you remain optimistic, they too shall pass. You are an amazing and important addition to the Seneca family, and we are so blessed to have you. Next up is Mr. Greg Bauer.
My People's Choice Award this year goes to Drew Gallagher. Drew is an outstanding young man. He comes into science class each day with a smile on his face, a positive attitude, and a willingness to learn. He consistently gives 100% in the classroom, and he is always willing to work with and help his classmates. Drew has a great sense of humor, and he is a pleasure to teach. Keep up the good work, Drew. You're going to go far. Our next presenter is Miss Diana Hanna.
Good evening. So each year I begin thinking at the start of the school year who I'm going to pick for my People's Choice Award. This year I have had this one student who has stood out to me over and over again. He is kind and thoughtful. He can be sensitive. He is funny. He creates humor in my class and in my daily life. He is surprising, literally, as he sneaks into my classroom quietly, sits down at a desk and waits to scare me, and it's worked a few times. I have watched him through ups and downs throughout the year, and what's so cool about this guy is that each day he comes back with a smile, regardless of what happened the day before. This student is Kyle Vaca. Come here, bud. Kyle, within the first week of the school year, I knew I was going to choose you as my People's Choice recipient. It has been exciting working with you because you were always teaching me how to become a better teacher. All teachers have students who challenge them and put them to the test, and you have done this for me. I want to thank you. You've helped me to grow and become a better teacher this year. I hope I am lucky enough to have you visit me or attempt to scare me next year as you move on to become a sophomore. Congratulations. Next up is Mr. KB Smith.
My People's Choice Award is Anthony Conti. Conti. There's always that student in your class that really makes a difference. Anthony's not that student. He's not even in any of my classes, but he seems to be in my room forever. I look up, he's there. I can't seem to get rid of him. And if I could get rid of him, all the animals he tends to would be lost without his care. KB, you need crickets, you need worms, you need the tanks cleaned. I'm not doing it. Conti does it. Without them, the animals would be worse off, and I'd have a lot more popcorn in my cupboard. I need the medal. Speaking of popcorn, Conti, you get your own bag, and you get the tarantula, too. Matt Carr's up now.
My People's Choice Award goes to Kevin Gazelle. Get a haircut? In a few weeks, Kevin will wake up with the sun and head to summer football workouts. From there, he'll head out into the fields of Russo's farm and help to carry on a family legacy that is cherished by the entire Seneca community. In the afternoon, Kevin will most likely head to the baseball fields for a game or practice. For this entire 10 to 12-hour period, it is no secret that Kevin will give 110% effort. Kevin Gazelle absolutely exudes character. At 16, he already fully grasps the value of hard work, and just this past spring alone, he has shown great perseverance by overcoming unexpected obstacles. Kevin is wise beyond his years, and he is the quintessential lead-by-example type of guy. Thank you, Kevin, for representing your school in such an admirable way. You are undoubtedly on the road to a successful future. Next up is Mrs. Jen Herpin.
My nomination for the People's Choice Award is actually from me, Jen Herpin, and Mrs. McCloskey, who could not be here tonight, but shared more time with Caden Ladawi than I did, and we both agreed that Caden would be an excellent choice for our People's Choice Award. Caden takes great pride in his work. He's enthusiastic, kind, and determined to succeed. He continues to have positive influence in the classroom and always willing to help a fellow student. Caden is also very creative, humorous, and polite. He is never one to seek attention, yet his presence is always known. It is because of these wonderful characteristics Caden is our People's Choice Award recipient. Our next presenter is Mrs. Laura Hoy.
My People's Choice recipient is the one, the only, Evan Noggle. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be surprised. If I could pick one word to describe Evan Noggle, it would be courageous. He never gives up, and he always looks at the bright side of any situation. Quite simply, Evan chooses to be happy. He has shown all of us what it really means to persevere. Evan, stay strong, and I know that you can achieve all of your goals.
Thank you.
Our next presenter is Ms. Jocelyn Stouffer.
My nominee is Jacqueline Brushka. Jackie is an example of someone who embodies the role of a Seneca student. Jackie strives to be an active member of the Seneca family by participating in a variety of school activities. She is a leader on the cheerleading team as well as in the classroom. Jackie is deeply committed to her schoolwork, and her presence lights up my classroom. Her confidence and positive attitude encourage others and inspire other students to succeed. It is a blessing to have her part of the Seneca family. Next up, we have Mrs. Judy Myers.
My People's Choice recipient is Jalen Gardner. For the past 2 years, I've had the pleasure of spending time in class with Jalen Gardner. This young lady always walks into our classroom with a smile, even though on some days I know she's completely overwhelmed with her workload. On those days, I get a smile and a big, Jay gets right down to business, though, and works diligently the entire period. This year, she's challenged herself with some very tough classes and has shown such growth and maturity as she steadily tackles the coursework without complaining. Jalen also works very hard in gymnastics, a sport that is her passion. She shares her love of the sport by coaching young children at a gym where she trains. When Jay goes to college, she plans to major in the field of medicine. She's fully aware of the rigors of college, especially in this field. I can't help but think of the book, The Little Engine That Could. I think I can, I think I can. Seems to be her mantra wherever she goes. Jalen, I can't wait to hear from you in about 10 years when you've achieved your dream and you can say, I thought I could, I thought I could. Next up, Mrs. Nancy Stapleford.
It truly is a difficult task up here. There are so many students that are really deserving of lots of awards at this school. But my People's Choice I chose because he has a smile on his face every day and is truly excited to learn. Not only does he have the intelligence to realize that history is the best subject, but he's a joy to have in class. His infectious enthusiasm helps engage the whole class and makes me happy to be a teacher. I truly am lucky, thanks to Pat Heffernan. All right. Next up is Mr. Kirk Seeley.
A lot of programs up here. All right, Christina Hines, come on up. I'm going to read for Christina. I was asked to. Cadet Christina Hines, also known as Ketchup, has served superbly as the Seneca JROTC Color Guard Commander for the 2015-2016 school year. She has led the specialized JROTC team in multiple Color Guard events throughout the greater New Jersey and Pennsylvania area, receiving accolades from civic organizations and district administrators alike. A 3-year cornerstone of the Seneca JROTC program, Krista can be called upon to execute any position with the Seneca NJ 2101 JROTC unit. In all, her positive and can-do attitude shines through daily, and she embodies the term Seneca. Congratulations, Krista. Okay. I apologize. I called her Christina. It's Krista Hines. I'd now like to call up my People's Choice nomination, Walter Klaus. I think Walter's going to enjoy this one, and any of you who enjoy a certain band from the late 70s probably will as well. When I look back and begin reeling in the years, I believe this candidate is worthy of this award. Any major dude will tell you my candidate has done the dirty work. From lights to sound, they have chosen the opposite path of a glamour profession. So while everyone's gone to the movies, you stayed and helped promote the culture and professionalism of our club. You remind me of a certain someone from my old school. So for everything you did, in the future, do it again. Hey hey Walter Klaus. There's no need for the Deacon Blues. I got the news. You're a People's Choice winner. Congratulations, Walter Klaus. I'll meet you backstage. And next up is Mr. Dave Connect.
I'm honored to give my People's Choice Award to someone who is no stranger to the stage, Dylan Paulson. It's not every day or even every year that English teachers have a student who proclaims his love for grammar, nor is it likely to have a student who is a walking internet movie database as Dylan is. Thank you, Dylan, for bringing so much enthusiasm to English this year, for helping your classmates with their essays and working hard on your own, for making connections, asking questions, and sharing your sense of humor. Next up is Mr. Jay Donahue.
My People's Choice Award nominee this year is Carly Samuel. Also, if you don't know anything about Carly, she is an awesome lacrosse player, and she actually had the game-winning goal in their semifinal game against Notre Dame last week, so just one little extra. I've got a lot to say about Carly, though. So I've known Carly as my neighbor since she moved in next door as a little kid. I can even remember her and her family stopping over to my high school graduation graduation party 9 years ago. Seems like a long time, but I've truly gotten to know Carly in her time at Seneca High School, which makes it even more special. But unfortunately for her, she's been stuck in my class for the past 2 out of her 3 years in my social studies classes, but we've gotten to know each other even better through that time. I first had the opportunity to experience her outstanding work ethic there in class. She continues to strive for excellence and isn't satisfied with just getting by like many students. This year she took my AP US History 2 class, and she took it to a whole nother level, trying to strive for great grades all the time. And she consistently made honor roll, even though I know she was a little worried at the beginning of the year. But where she also truly separates herself is her ability to connect with her teachers and her classmates. She's engaging, thoughtful, wise beyond her years. She has a positive demeanor that is much appreciated during my class, I know. She is very approachable, she is lighthearted, and she always is having fun. And even though I won't get to see her after this year in school, I'm sure I'll get to see her around the block at Wissycomin Drive. So, Carly Samuel. Next up is Deb Doolittle.
The world always looks brighter from behind a smile. A junior already? Time flies as you fill your high school years with drama and musical productions, anime club, and ROTC. My People's Choice selection for 2016 is Leanne Shins. Leanne and I met 3 years ago when she was a freshman, full of dreams and desires to get involved, meet new people, and figure out what high school's all about. Leanne has embraced her love of theater and all that is needed to put on a successful show over the last 3 years. Each week, Leanne proudly wears her ROTC uniform. As vice commander of the Drone Club and member of ROTC Color Guard and Drill Team, Leanne has admirably shown her dedication and commitment. As Mother Teresa once said, every time you smile at someone, it is an action of love, a gift to that person, a beautiful thing. Leanne, every day you brighten my day with your cheery greetings and your smile. Thank you for sharing your gift. Way to go, girl. Congratulations. Next up, let's welcome Mr. Sean Kennevan.
Competitive, determined, and conscientious are just some of the words that come to mind when describing my People's Choice Award winner this year. Perhaps what is most impressive about this young lady is her willingness to stand up and do what is right, even when it may not be the popular thing to do. I admire her courage, even when it's not the popular thing to do. I admire her courage to speak out for what is right in a day and age where values get compromised too often. She is certainly a role model for others. I am excited to see where she will go and what great things she will accomplish in the future. I know she will be successful at whatever she decides to do. I am honored to announce that my 2016 People's Choice Award winner for this year is Eliza Sweet. Next up, Mrs. Bridget Bauer.
It is with great pride that I have nominated Sarah Robbins for the People's Choice Awards. From the day that I entered the classroom in January, Sarah has always been kind and respectful. She has a warm way about her, making people feel welcome and appreciated. She has definitely added a smile and a laugh to my days here at Seneca. Sarah is an independent young woman with so much to offer. I have enjoyed her in class, and I can't wait to see what the future will bring for her. Next up is Mrs. Jamie Myers.
My People's Choice this year is Brian Askew. Come on. Okay, there has not been a single day this school year that Brian didn't make me laugh. Of course, I picked him for this award because he's all the things you would think. He's respectful, he's cooperative, he's responsible, he's a hardworking student, but mostly why I picked him is because of his humor. He doesn't seek attention, he doesn't even try to get laughs, he's just funny. He's just so funny. And he always brightens my day, and the looks he gives me when I make bad jokes are just amazing. He goes like that. And I can't forget to mention that when I ask him to take off his hat, he does so without any questions, even when it ties together his perfectly coordinated outfit, which he always has on. So I really am thankful for that. I really am thankful that I had you in class this year, Brian, and got to know you, and I wish you lots of luck in the future. Congrats. Okay, sorry. Next up is Mrs. Ramanicki.
My People's Choice nominee is Mr. Tyler Barton. Come on up. I got to know Tyler as a member of Seneca's Knowledge Bowl team. Tyler jumped right in, becoming a leader of the team, performing as a captain during many of our tournaments, including a very exciting tournament this year at Rutgers University, in which we went into triple overtime. Do you remember? And we came in 4th place, which was amazing for us. Tyler is always quick with a smile, intelligent, friendly, and of course, a great strategist. Tyler is a natural leader. With all of these unique qualities, I know he will do well in his future endeavors as he serves our country. Thank you, Tyler, for your impact on me and the team. I will miss you. Congratulations. Okay, next up we have Mr. Bob Colombo.
My People's Choice nominee is what I would refer to as a complete stud. He is great in the classroom, he's great on the athletic field, but most importantly, he conducts himself as a total gentleman at all times. This was never more evident than when we volunteered at Give Kids the World this past fall, which is a village for terminally ill children. Our first day there, we attended a party, and within seconds, he was playing with the kids, he was dancing, He was giving out presents that he wasn't even supposed to give out. The kids were playing with his hair, and he touched a lot of people's lives that day, and I'm sure he will continue to do that throughout his life. My People's Choice nominee award winner is Tyver Butler. Next up is Mr. Myra.
Okay, I'd like to bring up my People's Choice Award winner for this year, Mr. Daniel Campbell. Hello. My connection to this young man goes back over 40 years, and he's not over 40 years old. But in the true circle of life fashion, 4 years ago, I was given the opportunity to be part of Danny Campbell's life. And one of my favorite quotes to live by reminds me of one of my favorite students ever. Winston Churchill said that a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. So I'm an optimist. It doesn't seem much use in being anything else. My People's Choice is a young man that never had a bad day, because in every conversation I had with him, he was convinced that everything was going to not just be okay, but Mr. Meyer, everything's going to be great. And sure enough, Danny Campbell's life is going to be great, as his great attitude and hard work has led to an acceptance to Rider University while earning a scholarship to help him pave the road to a lifetime of continued happiness and optimism. All right, hold on. I'd like to introduce Ms. Jennifer Wolfson.
My People's Choice Award goes to Joya Caprero. Joya quickly emerged as a social butterfly in my English 3 class last year. I was immediately drawn to her enthusiasm, spunk, and energetic personality. Over the past 2 years, I've enjoyed our conversations about everything from Shakespeare to prom gowns, and there were many, to college decisions. Her smile lights up a room, and her positive outlook resonates to those around her. It has been my pleasure being her teacher, and I wish her all the best as she embarks on her next journey at St. Joe's University. I have no doubt that you will be successful in all of your future endeavors. Good luck. I'd like to introduce Miss Meredith Reed.
My People's Choice nomination goes to Olivia Chimingo. I had the opportunity to coach Olivia during cheerleading, but the reality is that she coached me. I chose Olivia because she is such an inspiring and natural leader. She's outgoing, she's positive, and hardworking in all that she does. Her passion for her art and her education makes her the perfect candidate for People's Choice. I am so proud of you and all that you have accomplished. Congrats. On behalf of Beth Striff Matter is Kathy Donahue.
Good evening. Mrs. Stripmatter was not able to attend tonight's ceremony, so I have the honor of calling up her student. Ms. Stripmatter's People's Choice Award goes to Michael Goss. And here's what Mrs. Stripmatter has to say about this young man. When I walk through the noisy media center during lunch and learn, Michael sits quietly between the bookshelves, enjoying the company of such famous authors as Dostoevsky, Kerouac, Vonnegut, and Shakespeare. In Michael's free time, he chooses to read works by these famous authors just because he loves to read. Occasionally, before we start our humanities class, or just after it ends, I spend a few minutes with Michael catching up on his latest reading. Michael is so bright and articulate, I often walk away with a new, interesting perspective on a famous novel. Seeing his passion for literature has been so much fun. Michael, thank you for reminding me of why I became a teacher in the first place, because I love to learn about books and writers. As a teacher in our modern world, it is easy to get caught up in the idea that we are teaching in order to prepare students to perform or be measured by a test. Michael has reminded me of the simple joy of learning for the sake of learning. I look forward to the day in my retirement where I might sit in Professor Michael Goss's graduate literature course and embrace what connected us in the first place, the joy of a good book. Congratulations, Mike. Next up, presenting Miss Tracy Betts.
Good evening. My People's Choice recipient this year is Sean Hill. Sean is dependable, bright, charismatic, and his only weakness is that he doesn't always recognize these traits within himself. Whether it's relying on Sean to organize a live band for a school-wide riff-off, listening to Sean share his in-depth thoughts on various class topics, or laughing along with Sean and his classmates as he shares his stories of his love-hate relationship with his after-school job, I have truly enjoyed being in Sean's presence this year. Thank you, Sean, and congratulations. Next up is Mrs. Beth Zerone.
My People's Choice Award is affectionately known in our classroom as Sea Dog. Charles, I'm going to ask you to join me on stage now. In September, Charles Hodge will be adapting to life as a college student. In September, I will be adapting to life without Charles in my classroom. It won't be easy for me. For 3 school years, I've had the fortune to be Charles's teacher at least 1 period a day. Over this span of time, it has been a pleasure to see him grow into an even more amazing student and person than he was when we met. I am so proud of Charles's commitment to school, his family, and his future. In addition, he brightens my day with his sense of humor, his insight, and the respect he shows adults and peers alike. Charles, I have no doubt that you will continue to make a positive impact on those you encounter in your life. Professors and employers are now the fortunate ones. I will miss you, and I wish you all the best. Congratulations. Mrs. Brenda Martin-Lee is unable to be here this evening, and it's with honor that I ask Kelly Holder to join me again on stage, as she was my nominee 2 years ago. It's like deja vu. And these are Mrs. Martin-Lee's words. I chose Kelly because of her tenacity and ability to remain true to who she is in spite of the challenges she faced during her high school years. I admire her confidence, wisdom, and sense of fashion. Kelly is a born leader who will bring vision, insight, and the stamina needed to achieve success. Congratulations, Kelly, again. And our next presenter is Ms. Katie Seshon.
Good evening. The student I nominate as my candidate for a People's Choice Award goes to the very talented and beautiful Angelica Loera Vasquez. This sweet Texas girl came to Seneca just 1.5 years ago and has carved a special place of her own in our high school. Coming to a new school in her junior year did not stop Angelica from immersing herself in joining clubs, sports teams, and volunteering at many events here at Seneca. From the very beginning, I was impressed with her courage, her grace, her strong work ethic, a positive attitude, her artistic ability, and her sweet smile. Angelica, congratulations on everything you have worked for and accomplished in this very short time you have been here, and I hope you have a blast at Texas State next year. And next up is Mrs. Sherry Fisher.
Hello, my nominee is Gabrielle Majicic. I was so nervous I would say her name wrong because I've been doing it for 3 years, saying it wrong, so. Okay, most of you know her as Gabby. She's well deserving of this award. She was a gymnast, a cheerleader, an NHS member, and along with her school activities, she was very involved in helping her community. I had the honor to coach her for basketball cheerleading, but I really feel I learned more from her than the other way around. She is an all-around wonderful human being. Sorry. And I truly believe she will be successful in anything she does. I will miss you, Gabby girl, especially your winks from the court before your routines. Good luck in all your endeavors. Sorry. Next up is Mr. Jeff Massey.
My People's Choice recipient is Anthony Martin. I've known Anthony for the past 4 years as one of his football coaches, and from the first time I met him in 2012, I was struck by his enthusiasm, energy, and passion he brought to practice every day. Over his 4 years in the program, I've watched him work tirelessly to make himself better. Through that process, through his work ethic, he became an example for other players in the program. As a linebacker, though, Anthony was playing the same position as two of our best players in school history, and as such, Anthony never became a full-time starter, continuing to be a backup and a role player into his senior year. This is the point where many young athletes sadly throw in the towel and quit the team. I've seen it far too many times over the years. But Anthony is not one of those people. Despite limited playing time most weeks, Anthony's enthusiasm, energy, and passion never waned. He led by example every day in practice and did everything he could to find ways to contribute to our team's successful 2015 season. He was the definition of a team player. Oftentimes, our society rewards only those whose accomplishments can be easily quantified. But I think it's important to recognize the less tangible achievements, the sort of things that we get to recognize at the People's Choice Awards, like not taking the easy way out, being committed, and finishing what we start. I watched Anthony demonstrate those things, and he's a better man for it. The world could use a few more Anthony Martins. I'm proud to have known him, proud to have coached him, and proud to present him as my 2016 People's Choice Award recipient. Presenting next is Ms. Celeste Wilden.
person I nominated for People's Choice Award is someone that exudes many of the characteristics stated in the poem, ABCs of Life, author unknown. The student has come to my club, Chill and Chat, on Wednesday mornings in the Media Center for the last 4 years. Some of the ABCs he exemplifies are: accepts differences, be kind, give freely, harm no one, love truly, nurture hope, open your mind, touch hearts, understand, value truth, yearn for peace, and zealously support. He does each of these things listed above by accepting the differences in the people that come each week, taking the opportunity to accept them and include them as much as possible, and saying nice things about them to others when they are not around. He has made the difference for some to feel welcomed and important. The letter C stands for counting your blessings, and I must say that I have counted my blessings since meeting my 2016 People's Choice Award winner, Nicholas McElroy. And next up is Miss Erin Lawler.
My People's Choice Award goes to a young lady that truly encompasses goodness. I met this young lady 2 years ago when she interviewed for Drug Squad. I was told beforehand she came highly recommended from teachers and students. Dynamic, awesome. I said, I got to meet this kid. Within 10 minutes of her sitting in my office, I literally, are you for real? Just an amazing human being. I'd like to bring up my 2016 People's Choice, Maggie Mitchell. Her compassion for others, I'm going to try not to cry, bring myself together here, contagious zeal for life, positive attitude, and ability to continually, and I say continually, give of herself in the most selfless of ways makes her truly epic. In the 2 years that I have known her, I continually am in awe of a heart, spirit, and hunger that she has to live in a life in a way that is so full and so dynamic. It's breathtaking. She is a beautiful human being. I've come to adore, respect, and love her, and I'm really going to miss you next year. Ooh. Maggie Mitchell, thank you for keeping it real and living La Vida Maggie. You rock. Up next, Maureen McMichael.
My People's Choice is Ashley Moore. It has been truly wonderful watching Ashley grow for the past 4 years. She approaches any situation thrown at her with a positive attitude and bubbly spirit. Her maturity and ability to stay cool under pressure will help her to be successful in all of her future endeavors. I am sad that Seneca is losing an amazing student, but I am excited for her, as I know she has many great opportunities waiting for her. Next up is Mrs. Erica Myra.
It's really hard being in the mushy line. I have to recover here. Okay, here we go. All right, one of my favorite expressions is when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Over his lifetime, My People's Choice has made quite a bit of lemonade. So much, in fact, he could probably at this point own a lemonade company called Nate's Sweet Lemonade. Please welcome My People's Choice, Nate Negron. That's okay. All right. Nate has taught me that a positive lifestyle does not happen by itself. First, you need to find the vice that helps you find your self-worth. For Nate, this vice is art. Nate's projects and pieces has helped him to realize the potential life has to offer. As Nate has grown in the art program, so has his self-esteem and optimism. Nate has done a complete 180 since freshman year. The Seneca Parent Group awarded Nate the Most Improved Male Student in the class of 2016. He is also the recipient of a $5,000 college scholarship. Nate recently had the opportunity to be a panelist speaking to the ninth grade class. I was so impressed with Nate's raw honesty and the bravery it took to share his life trials and tribulations. Nate is sensitive and has a desire to help others. He was able to share his life in hopes maybe one ninth grader could relate and avoid making bad decisions. His emphasis was on the values of positive decision making and where to reach out for help if need be. Nate is an optimist in the truest sense. He is a student of life who yearns to improve and be successful. It is my honor to know Nate and the life lessons he has taught me. I have learned through his perspective the genuine meaning of our existence. I would like to share with you a quote that truly captures Nate's essence, if I can see. All right, it's called A New Canvas. The best artwork is made from the broken, who were beaten by the experiences of mistakes. The ones who kept pushing, learning not what to do, but what not to do. True art is not born through the eyes of the innocent, but the witnesses of mistakes and dedication. I will continue to make mistakes, not to hurt me, but to benefit myself and the others who expect the best from me. Who said this? Nate himself. As Nate embarks on his new journey, college and life after high school, I look forward to his new canvas. Oh, sorry. Next up, Ms. Kathy Donahue.
Miss Jordan Olson is my selection for People's Choice. This award is designed for students of character, and my nominee is a fine example. Academic awards celebrate brains, athletic awards celebrate muscle, but this People's Choice Award is special in that it recognizes a tribute that's often uncelebrated, and that's heart. It is Jordan's heart of gold that is her greatest asset. She is kind and friendly, generous and helpful, sincere and honest, all qualities that are important to me. She shares her feelings, her joy, her enthusiasm, her energy, openly and exuberantly. She is the kind of person you want to be around. Students like Jordan are the heartbeat of Seneca. They drive us to be better every day. It is her heart that gives us soul. And if everyone had a little more Jordan in them, a little more heart, the world would certainly be a better place. My girl. Next up, Miss Susan Durbin.
My nominee is Sydney Ott. I met Sydney during her junior year after she sustained an injury while playing sports. It has been a real pleasure taking care of Sydney and the many calls to talk with her mom. I am so proud that you stuck it out. I remember at one point in our many conversations, you just wanted to stay home and take online courses as an alternative to coming to school. And while that is certainly a viable option for some students, I'm so glad you made the right decision to complete a traditional high school degree. I credit your strong relationship with your family and friends and the connections you have here at Seneca. You have a strong character which helped you persevere through a tough time. So congratulations on this award and your upcoming graduation from Seneca. I wish you all the best in the future, and I know you will have a positive influence on the world. Our next speaker is Sean Castle.
So let me start by saying that Mississippi's loss is New Jersey's gain. So my People's Choice Award goes to Noah Rebar. Come on down. You only need to have a short conversation with Noah to see why I chose him. He's someone who wears his genuine nature as comfortably as any student I've ever met. Noah's real. And to be yourself at the age of 18 can't be as easy as Noah makes it look. Thank you, Noah, for making my class, our school, our community, and our state a better place for being in it. Thank you. Next up, Mrs. Kelly Pooter.
Okay, so the kids know that I have one rule, that I never pick a cheerleader because I can't pick just one. And I broke that rule this year. My People's Choice is Emma Rimbeck. Ready? I'm going to try not to cry. I have known Emma since she was a little baby. And I cannot say enough how proud I am of the beautiful, talented, courageous, smart, kind, and determined young woman she has become. I have known her family for a very long time. I used to babysit for them before they even had kids. I watched the dog, Murphy, and the lizard, I don't remember his name. Oh, Elvis, right, thank you. And little did I know that back then when I was just a kid that I was going to have the privilege of teaching this wonderful young woman. When Emma came to Seneca as a freshman, she wanted to get involved and she asked if she could help out with cheerleading. So I was like, of course, yeah, sure. And that's how we got a manager. And she would do anything we asked her to do. She became the team mom. She did more for the team than I think I could ever do. I don't know what I'm going to do without her next year when she goes to Penn State, and go Penn State. Emma's my choice because she's a great person. She's someone that made my life better, not just these past 4 years, but with all the lessons that she's taught me and all the lessons that she's taught my children, when she watches them and babysits them, I hope that they turn out to be lovely just like her. Next up, Mr. Brad Bauer.
My People's Choice Award winner is Dom Ross. It's been a pleasure to watch Dom grow up into a fine young man over the past 4 years here at Seneca High School. Whether it's on the football field, on the wrestling mat, or in class, he always gives 110%. What is most impressive about Dom is how he handles himself in times of adversity. He's a mature young man who always does the right thing. He leads by example, is a man of integrity, and is a true team player. Dom is the kind of guy that I think anybody would want as a teammate. Dom, congrats on an amazing 4 years at Seneca. You will be missed. Up next, Ms. Ashley Vorek.
Well, keeping my people's choice a secret was extremely difficult because my people's choice is always in my classroom during lunch and usually sneaks in during labs also. So Emily, can you please come up here? For those of you who do not know Emily, Miss Emily Rutterow is one-of-a-kind individual. She is a bundle of giggles and tears, passion and fears, and sugar and spice, all rolled into one extraordinary young woman. Her uniqueness makes her my people's choice. I first met Emily as a shy, timid freshman cheerleader who was terrified of me. But as the cheer season went on, she learned that I was all bark and no bite. After a year of chemistry together and some more cheerleading, I ended up becoming one of Emily's guidance counselors, as she liked to call us. And we have had quite a few heart-to-hearts. Many tears, panic attacks, and crises have been averted during those talks. But I will never forget all the laughs, so thank you. With a heart of gold, Emily will do anything for anyone, with a smile on her face. She may whine a little bit, but that's okay. And one of the examples is she decided to help me babysit 25 2- and 3-year-olds all night long. And thank goodness we did survive, except we had 2 dirty diapers that were casualties, so it's okay. But Emily is a model Seneca student, a wonderful part of the family, and I will deeply miss her as she spreads her golden eagle wings and shares her gifts with everyone as she continues her education at Kutztown University this fall. Thanks for being awesome, then. Up next is Mrs. Lee Timpano.
My People's Choice recipient already knows how highly I think of her, but before Samantha heads to Rutgers University to major in special education and dominate on the lacrosse field, I wanted her to know one last time how wonderful she is. Sam, can you come up? Since she was a freshman, Samantha has been a quiet but powerful force. I've watched her support and encourage her friends and peers, including teammates, classmates, and even my students who have severe special needs. Samantha has deserved the spotlight at Seneca, both in the classroom and in her sports and extracurricular activities, but she has time and time again chosen to share the accolades or celebrate someone else. This humility and selflessness, in addition to her generous spirit and kindness, makes her a perfect candidate for a future special educator. I have no doubt Samantha will set the world on fire with her passion and determination. She will carry with her all the values we honor at Seneca and continue to make us proud. Next up, Miss Sue Johnson.
My People's Choice Award goes to Lexi Schuler. I met Lexi when she first registered as a new student back in her junior year, and I recognized then here I go again. What an awesome person she is. From that first moment, we had a little moment in registration with her sister, and I realized what an amazing girl she is. And, you know, she's continued to amaze me over the years. She's someone I truly enjoy talking with, and she's someone that I truly admire. I made a little acrostic that you'll see, and I have A is for amazing, L is for leader, E is for empathetic, X, excitable, I, inspirational, and S is for sweet. Lexi's a fighter and someone that I'm honored to know. Most people don't know that Lexi suffers from a chronic medical condition, and they don't know because Lexi never lets it get in her way. She comes to school every day with a smile on her face, and she's ready to learn. Senior year has been particularly rough for her, but she keeps on moving, never letting it get her down. She's graduating in the top 15% of her class. She's headed to BCC. She got a nice scholarship. I'm so proud of Lexi for handling everything that life throws at her, and I will truly miss her next year. Next up, Miss Sandy Langen.
I'm proud to say my people's choice is Michaela Scott. Come on. She has faced many obstacles over the years, but instead of giving up, she has overcome them and has shown tremendous growth in all the areas of her life. Let's just say she has the ABCs of a great person. She's attentive, bright, compassionate, determined, easygoing, friendly, generous, humorous, intelligent, joyful, kind, loyal, modest, neat, optimistic, polite, quiet, reliable, sincere, trusting, understanding, valued, warm-hearted, exceptional, youthful, and zealous. I'm honored to say that she's my people's choice. Next up, Miss Marianne Devine.
My nominees are usually someone I've met through the nurse's office since I do not teach classes. I met my nominee in the first week of his freshman year, and he has become like a son to me. I worry about his health on a daily basis. I have chosen him to be my nominee for his bravery, perseverance, and determination on a daily basis. My nominee is Austin Smolskis. Austin has gone through more medically in 18 years than most people will in a lifetime. Despite the several medical scares that he has experienced, with a very few very recently, he is still upbeat, caring, and smiling. He is a young man of few words, but his smile brightens up a room, and a smile is the response I usually get to my questions or comments instead of a verbal response. He has a sarcastic, "You're wrong" smile, or an "Okay, I give up, you win" smile, or just a hello and goodbye smile as you pass in the halls. Austin is an avid hunter outdoorsman, as is evident with his daily camouflage outfits and backpack. Of course, he changed tonight. My favorite memory of our 4 years together is the day a deer hit my car in front of Seneca, causing much damage to my car as well as to the deer. When I finally arrived at school, he wanted to know what I did with the deer, instead of asking how I was. Then he gave me a smile. Austin, you have touched so many hearts here at Seneca, and we will truly miss you and that smile. And our next presenter is Mrs. Janice Weber.
To my blessing, my gift, my rose, Zoe Rose. Come. My people's choice goes to my student of 4 years and my daughter, Zoe Rose Weber. I'm usually not nepotistic, but when a unique combination of talent, intelligence, beauty, and goodness comes along, you seize the opportunity and acclaim it. Zoe, I have so enjoyed having you in my French classes these past 4 years. You have left a mark on anyone's heart who knows you. Like The Little Prince, Le Petit Prince, a novel that we read in French 4, you are seeking adventures outside your planet. But not because you aren't content with what you have, but because you are. Curious, loving, giving, and filled with a joie de vivre that needs to be shared with others. You will now go on to make a difference where you are called to be. Go Gators. Zoe Rose Weber, I feel privileged to be called your mother and teacher. Il faut chercher avec le cœur, follow your heart, and realize your dreams. Please welcome Mrs. Katie Gasker.
Welcome. My People's Choice this year is Brianna Wortham. Hey, buddy. How are you? Oh, I have that. Talented, hardworking, kind are just a few words to describe Brianna. I had the pleasure of having Breezy her sophomore year in English, where she kind of sat in the back charging her phone, and she was quiet. And then I also had the pleasure of having her that year later in the day in individual studies, where she wasn't as quiet. And there I got to know her. I got to know that she loved to dance, and I had the privilege of seeing her dance that year, and she did an amazing job. She also loved lacrosse, and she came out and did awesome. And her love for zebra print, and I mean love. Book bag, pencil cases, pencils, Scotch tape. Somehow she found that. Unfortunately, I didn't have her junior year, but I would still see her in the hallways, and she would smile, and we'd catch up real quick between classes. And then this summer, when I got my class schedule, I saw her on my roster, and I got really excited. I had her again in individual studies as a senior. Through the years with individual studies, you do a lot of work with what you want to be, career stuff, and college applications and things like that. As a sophomore, she wanted to be an X-ray tech. And as a senior, she still wanted to be one. And that shows a lot about her, you know, how driven she is to be what she wants to be, how she won't let anyone stop her for being what she wants to be. So I'm really proud of Breezy, and good luck next year in RBC. RBC, yeah. RBC, yeah. RCBC, there we go. Up next is Mr. Spector.
Anybody wants to know why Seneca High School is such a great place needs to just come to People's Choice Awards, because we have the most fantastic staff and students you will see anywhere. Most schools use the term family, but Seneca family is just a little bit different. It's something that when you see it, it never ceases to amaze you. I had the opportunity this past school year to be blown away by an example of Seneca family. One of our students was having a challenging time with something that should have been an amazing experience. At the same time, several of our students were having an amazing time with the same experience. Rather than just sit there and allow one of their family members to struggle, they did what any family member might do. They offered a hand and said, "Join us." Here this young person who was struggling beamed with light from the offer. Now keep in mind, this was not a group of kids who normally spent time together. But it was family. No, let me say that differently. It was Seneca family. I wanted to make sure that the young ladies who stepped up know that when we say Seneca family, we know why it's different. I want them to know that their actions were recognized and not forgotten. Seneca is different because of people like you. Oh, and as principal, I can break the rules a little bit. So I have 6 People's Choice winners this evening, and some are receiving their second award of the evening. And so I can't offer much more than a thank you and a hug. My People's Choice Awards winners go to Maggie Mitchell, Sam Scarpello, Lindsay Hoffman, Emily Romer, and Jordan Olson. Thank you. That was amazing. And I forgot Caitlin Lang. I'm sorry. But she'll go first.
All right, students, please rise. Let's have one more round of applause for our People's Choice Award winners. This concludes our 2016 People's Choice Awards. Thank you all for coming out to share in our celebration. Please be sure to pick up a program on your way out and join us in the cafeteria for light refreshments. The students are going to file out now and meet you down there. Good night.